You want to know the real power in life. It's not in talking. It's not in showing off. It's not in convincing everyone you're working hard. The real power is in silence, in letting your actions speak louder than your words. You see, people who shout about what they're going to do often end up shouting alone. The ones who stay focused, who grind quietly, are the ones who wake up one day and everyone notices. Let your success make all the noise. Remember, the louder you talk, the less people will listen. Let results do the talking. The first and most important principle is understanding the power of silence. Too often, people believe that success comes from talking, sharing their plans, proving themselves, or explaining what they're about to do. But the truth is, talking too much drains your energy, exposes your intentions, and gives others the chance to interfere with your progress. The moment you begin to speak before you've acted, you open the door for doubt, criticism, and distractions. Silence is not weakness, it's strategy. It's the space where power is cultivated. When you stay quiet, you're not hiding your abilities, you're developing them. You're stacking wins quietly, building skills, and sharpening your focus while everyone else is busy making noise. Every successful person you've ever admired understood this principle. Whether they did it consciously or not, they moved in silence, prepared, and when the moment came, their results were undeniable. Silence allows you to work without distraction. When you're not busy explaining your actions or defending your decisions, you can devote all your energy to mastering your craft. You can focus on improving, learning, and growing in ways that actually matter. Talking too much often creates a false sense of progress. People feel productive because they've shared their intentions, but true progress is measured in action and results. By staying silent, you protect your energy and your vision. You shield your plans from unnecessary interference and maintain clarity on what you want to achieve. There's a reason the most influential people in history, leaders, inventors, and entrepreneurs often let their work speak for them. They understood that noise accomplishes nothing, results accomplish everything. Silence also commands respect. When you move quietly and consistently, people notice. They may not understand it at first, but when results start to show, your power becomes unmistakable. Others begin to see that your actions are deliberate, calculated, and intentional. They realize that you are not just talking, you are doing. This creates a level of influence that words alone could never achieve. Silence builds authority because it demonstrates confidence. You don't need to justify yourself or your actions. The work you produce proves who you are and what you are capable of. The key takeaway is simple: stop over-explaining. Stop seeking validation through conversation. Stop broadcasting your efforts before they are complete. Work quietly, stay disciplined, and let your results make the noise for you. True power is cultivated in the moments where no one is watching, in the silent hours of focus and persistence. When you embrace this principle, you stop competing in the world of talkers and start excelling in the world of doers. Remember, the louder you speak, the less people listen. Let your actions, not your words, define your power. People often think that talking about what they're going to achieve is the same as achieving it. They believe that sharing plans, posting updates, or telling others about their goals somehow builds momentum. But here's the reality: results are what matter. Words are cheap, but results are priceless. Anyone can talk about what they intend to do, but very few actually deliver. The moment you understand this, you realize the importance of letting your work speak for itself. While others are busy explaining, defending, or promoting themselves, the most successful people focus on producing measurable outcomes. They know that results create credibility, authority, and influence that words alone never could. When you prioritize results over words, you stop wasting energy on convincing people and start channeling that energy into action. Every step you take toward your goal, every skill you master, every obstacle you overcome adds to the evidence of your capabilities. And when those results are visible, people don't just notice, they respect you. They don't need explanations. The impact of your work communicates everything. The power of results is that it transcends opinions. Critics may talk, skeptics may doubt, and competitors may underestimate, but the truth is undeniable when your achievements are tangible. Results cut through noise. They remove doubt. They make your presence felt without you ever having to announce it. Another powerful aspect is that focusing on results forces discipline. When your priority is action and accomplishment, you naturally eliminate distractions, avoid meaningless debates, and stop chasing approval. Success is no longer about being seen or heard, it's about being effective. The more you concentrate on producing outcomes, the more momentum you generate, and the easier it becomes for others to recognize your value. People are drawn to results because results solve problems, create opportunities, and inspire confidence. While words can motivate temporarily, only results sustain influence over time. The lesson is clear: stop explaining, stop promoting, and stop seeking validation before you've achieved. Let your progress be undeniable. Let the evidence of your actions speak louder than any promise or claim. Focus on doing, producing, and achieving, and you'll notice something incredible. People naturally gravitate toward excellence. Your work becomes the loudest voice in any room, your success becomes undeniable, and the respect you earn is far more valuable than attention gained through mere words. Stop talking, start delivering, and let the results you produce do all the talking for you. One of the biggest traps people fall into is seeking approval from others. They want everyone to notice their efforts, to praise them, or to validate their choices. But here's the truth: chasing approval is a shortcut to distraction and mediocrity. When you focus on what others think, you surrender control of your life to their opinions, timelines, and expectations. Discipline, not approval, is what drives real success. Discipline is what keeps you showing up every day, putting in the work, and pushing past obstacles, even when no one is watching or cheering for you. It's discipline that separates the people who dream from the people who achieve. Approval feels good in the moment, but it doesn't build results. Discipline produces long-term impact, respect, and achievement that lasts. When you make your efforts dependent on validation, you compromise consistency. You might skip work to impress others in a short-term way, or you might focus on appearances rather than actual growth. Discipline, on the other hand, keeps your eyes on the goal and your energy in the right place. It allows you to prioritize what truly matters over what feels comfortable or socially acceptable. The most successful people don't seek applause before they've delivered. They focus on their process, their habits, and their craft, knowing that the recognition will naturally follow when results are undeniable. Another key point is that discipline creates freedom. When you no longer need the approval of others, you make decisions that align with your vision and your values. You become immune to distractions caused by gossip, criticism, or peer pressure. Your focus sharpens and your actions become strategic rather than reactive. The power of discipline is that it builds momentum silently, steadily, and consistently. Over time, these disciplined actions compound into extraordinary results that cannot be ignored. Approval might fade or shift with people's moods, but discipline produces outcomes that are permanent and respected. Finally, remember that seeking approval is often a sign of insecurity. Discipline is a sign of confidence. By committing to your process and ignoring the need to be validated, you demonstrate inner strength. People notice it. Results notice it. Life rewards it. In the end, the approval you were chasing pales in comparison to the respect, influence, and success that come from disciplined action. Stop seeking approval, focus on disciplined action, and let your consistency create a reputation that commands respect. One of the most underrated qualities of highly successful people is their ability to observe. While most are busy talking, proving themselves, or seeking attention, the truly powerful are watching, learning, and analyzing everything around them. Observation is more than just seeing. It's understanding, noticing patterns, identifying opportunities, and recognizing threats before they appear. When you train yourself to observe, you gain a strategic advantage that words and noise can never provide. The world is full of distractions, opinions, and chatter, but silence allows you to see clearly. By staying quiet and attentive, you position yourself to take the right actions at the right time, making your moves smarter and more effective than anyone else. Observation also teaches patience. When you're constantly reacting to what others are doing or saying, you miss the bigger picture. But when you observe quietly, you notice trends, anticipate outcomes, and make decisions based on insight rather than impulse. You understand who is serious, who is not, and where the real opportunities lie. This awareness gives you control over situations that others struggle to manage. You can plan, adapt, and act decisively because you are fully informed, while the noisemakers are often blindsided by circumstances they failed to notice. Another critical aspect of observation is learning from others. Every conversation, every interaction, every situation is an opportunity to gain insight. By observing without immediately responding, you collect intelligence that can shape your strategy, improve your skills, and guide your decisions. The silent learner absorbs wisdom without the need to dominate the discussion or broadcast their knowledge. Over time, this accumulated understanding becomes a competitive advantage that cannot be matched by those who rely solely on words and attention seeking. Observation also enhances timing. Success is not just about effort. It's about knowing when to act. The person who observes knows when the moment is right to speak, to invest, to launch, or to make a move. They strike when the conditions are perfect, maximizing impact and results. In contrast, those who rush to act without observing often waste energy, make mistakes, or attract unnecessary resistance. Silence allows clarity, and clarity drives precision. The bottom line is simple. Stop reacting impulsively and start observing intentionally. The quieter you are, the more you see, and the more you see, the more powerful your actions become. Observation turns knowledge into advantage, opportunities into success, and patience into mastery. Stay silent, watch closely, and let your awareness guide every move while others stumble in noise. The world is full of noise, opinions, gossip, applause, criticism, and distraction. People often get caught up in trying to be seen, heard, or validated by others, forgetting that all of this noise is temporary. It fades, it changes, and it rarely produces lasting value. Real impact, the kind that builds wealth, influence, and legacy, comes from results. Results are permanent. They outlast the fleeting praise, the temporary recognition, and the momentary approval that people chase so desperately. When you focus on creating meaningful outcomes, you are investing in something that lasts far longer than any applause ever could. Noise can make you feel important in the moment, but it does not produce progress. Talking, arguing, explaining, or seeking validation creates activity, not accomplishment. The people who achieve greatness understand this truth. They ignore the temporary chatter around them and commit to producing results that endure. They understand that results are tangible proof of their effort, discipline, and vision, and no amount of temporary attention can replace that. When you focus on results, your work becomes undeniable and your success speaks for itself. Another important point is that results generate influence automatically. Noise may attract attention temporarily, but it rarely commands respect or loyalty. True influence comes from consistent achievement, from demonstrating competence, and from delivering solutions. When your work produces lasting impact, it draws people toward you naturally. People respect those who get things done, not those who merely talk about getting things done. This is why quiet, consistent action is far more powerful than constant self-promotion. Focusing on permanent results also gives you perspective. When you measure your life and success by outcomes rather than attention, you stop being swayed by criticism, envy, or competition. You stop worrying about how others perceive you and start prioritizing what actually matters: growth, mastery, and impact. Every step you take toward creating lasting results compounds over time, building momentum that cannot be disrupted by temporary noise. The lesson is clear: don't waste your energy on temporary recognition. Don't get distracted by opinions, gossip, or instant validation. Focus on producing results that endure, because that is what will define your life, your influence, and your legacy. Noise fades, results remain. Ignore the chatter around you, focus on creating lasting impact, and let your permanent results speak louder than any temporary noise ever could. One of the biggest mistakes people make is chasing instant gratification. They want quick results, immediate recognition, or fast rewards, and in doing so, they sacrifice long-term impact. True success is not built in moments of convenience. It is built through strategy, patience, and intentional action. When you focus on strategic impact rather than short-term approval, you position yourself for lasting achievement. You learn to prioritize what truly matters over what feels good in the moment. And this mindset separates those who merely dream from those who dominate. Strategic impact means thinking ahead, planning carefully, and making choices that compound over time. It's the understanding that every action you take today should serve a greater purpose tomorrow. Instant gratification tempts you to take the easy route, to seek praise, or to react impulsively. But results that matter, the kind that create wealth, influence, and legacy, require discipline and a focus on long-term value. Every deliberate decision you make quietly builds momentum, and over time, this momentum turns into undeniable success that no one can ignore. Another key point is that focusing on strategy allows you to conserve energy and resources. Chasing short-term satisfaction often leads to burnout, wasted effort, and scattered attention. Strategic thinking, on the other hand, gives clarity. You know which actions will yield the greatest impact, which opportunities are worth pursuing, and which distractions are not worth your time. This allows you to work smarter, not harder, and to create results that are not just temporary wins, but permanent achievements. Strategic impact also protects your reputation and credibility. When people see you making consistent, intentional choices, they recognize your reliability, foresight, and vision. You become someone whose results are respected, whose actions are valued, and whose influence grows naturally. In contrast, those who chase instant gratification may achieve attention, but they rarely achieve respect, authority, or legacy. Finally, remember that patience is a superpower. The ability to delay instant pleasure in favor of long-term gain demonstrates wisdom, self-control, and vision. It allows your actions to carry weight and ensures that when success arrives, it arrives in a way that is undeniable, powerful, and lasting. Stop chasing quick wins, focus on strategic action, and let your long-term impact speak louder than any fleeting moment of approval. Finally, understand this: noise is temporary, praise is temporary, criticism is temporary. But the results of your hard work, your integrity, and your consistency, those last forever. Stop seeking attention, seeking validation. Stop chasing approval. Focus on building, creating, delivering. The world will notice. Your bank account will notice. Your family will notice. And the satisfaction that comes from truly achieving something, that is louder than any words you could ever speak. Stay silent, stay consistent, and let the world stand in awe of the results you create.